All right, Black Science TV 111, Osei Kufuor. I'm back at y'all again. Today I want to actually expound on religion. I want to expound on religion and processed food because both are identical. When you're eating processed food, you are eating something that has been genetically modified, or its exponents has been broken down to its lowest common denominator as far as the negative aspect, as far as that is concerned. Now, when you are looking at religion, it is genetically modified, which is something that's plagiarized or taken from something of historical context and put into a context which benefits somebody else's agenda under an imperialistic agenda. Now, except religion, well, let's touch on the foods first. When you are taking something natural out of the environment and you are crossbreeding it or hybridizing it, taking it to a laboratory to add substance to it that is not supposed to be of that, that physiology or within that genetic makeup of that food, then what you are doing is you are creating something that when you put into your mouth, the ingredients that you, depending on the chemicals that you put in, if it's negative, then this is what it's going to cause you to be. You're going to become negative. You're going to become aggressive. You get what I'm saying? So when you are taking in foods that is not, that is not in composure or in composition to your whole interior as far as your biochemical structure, then what's happening is you are altering your DNA for the worse. Your thoughts will not be able to live because you have to understand that you are every thought that comes into your mind. That's why I say everything around you, you are. Everybody around you, you are. So when you are thinking of thoughts, what you are doing is you are creating parts of yourself to bring it to an existence in another form. Because the words that you speak is you. You get what I'm saying? Every thought that you speak is manifested into a word. So in order for you to think, you must have some type of hydrogen in your body to trap the memory, which is your thought. So therefore, when you are resonating frequencies of codes and patterns that create syllables and words in your mind, then what you are doing is you bring into life something to actually help somebody else to understand, or you are bringing it into a figurative communicative status where someone is going to pick up on your words, and what's going to happen is they are going to expound on your words if they go and do the research on what you are saying. And what they can do is they can add on more so freely to the things that you bring into an existence. This is why we should not keep following people who come here and give us knowledge and to stick to the history of the past, because what happens is what we do is we're chasing ourselves, we're chasing our tails. We're running around in circles when there's so much to add on to what they bring. So when someone brings any type of knowledge to the table, it's good to have it manifest or to resonate for a while. But if you stick on it, what's going to happen is you're going to become rusty. Your thoughts are going to become rusty. Your mind is going to shut down. And you're going to be thinking inside of a box for the rest of your life. This is what that is. You're going to be thinking inside of a box for the rest of your life. So you have to understand that every thought that you bring into an existence is an extraterrestrial component. Every thought that you bring in existence is an extraterrestrial component. Why do I say that? I say that because you as a person creating thoughts, which is light beings, when you speak, what happens is, when you speak in wisdom or knowledge that nobody has ever heard before, it opens up certain portals in that brain. And when it opens up certain portals in that brain, it causes that person's sleep patterns to be thrown off as well. This is why when you awaken to a lot of the information today, a lot of people cannot sleep. They wake up at a certain time in the morning, which is 2:30 or 3 o'clock a.m. Because this is when your body is actually doing things that you don't know subconsciously. It is producing for you to be able to exist. Well, I don't like to say the following day because days don't exist. Tomorrow don't exist. Yesterday don't exist. We put that in our mind. But anyway, when you are actually creating a thought, you are creating a newborn piece of information that could be expounded upon. But if you allow it to be, or if you allow it to continue to be what it is when that person gave it to you, then what you're doing is you're living off of that person's reality. So if Osei Kufuor say, well, you know what? X times 3 equals a component of hydrogen, which is 2 oxygen atoms. If you believe that, Not knowing that you can actually expound onto that and metaphysically break it down from mathematics into another form of science, then you will be stuck in my reality, because it's much more than to what I'm saying. There's no such thing as having enough wisdom or knowledge, because the universe itself is still trying to study itself. It's still evolving. It's still manifesting. It's still procreating. This is why scientists will never be able to figure out how old the universe is, because it has no beginning or end. You were taught about the alphas and the omegas. This is what trapped you, because when the white man told you there's a beginning and an end, now you're looking for somebody to come back and save you. In the end times, Christ is coming back. In the beginning was God. But yet this God in the beginning 2,000 years ago, as Christians say, existed, right? If not 2,000 years ago, I'm sorry. If this God that existed 6,000 years ago that created Adam and Eve, right? We have to understand that the word God itself is only 600 years old. And we know that when the word God came into existence, this is when God came into existence. So if the word is only 600 years old, then God is only 600 years old. And if Adam and Eve are 6,000 years old, then Adam and Eve, which God created, is older than the God that created them. Do you get what I'm saying? So we have to be very mindful and start thinking for ourselves. We have to start thinking for ourselves. Because not only that, but why is God used when they are breaking the terminology of God down? You see human characteristics. Why is God a jealous God? You get what I'm saying? See, these are thoughts that I'm bringing to life, and I'm making you think. I'm not off subject. I'm just making you think, because now you're going to say, that makes sense. That makes sense. Now somebody else is going to be awakened, and they're going to expound on what I just said. Why is God referred to as a he? He is man. He is a form of man, right? But we know that man don't come from man. We know that man comes from woman. So where does God come from? These are the questions we need to ask. So now I'm creating thoughts. And because I'm creating thoughts that's going to make you think, that means that the thought that I have has pure, good oxygen, which I'm distributing. This is where your physical food comes into existence. When you eat an alkaline food, you will produce a thought that is alkaline, meaning that it has good oxygen, because it's oxygen that gives you your thoughts. It helps your thought to breathe. Again, your thought is an extraterrestrial. It is a person, it is a being. So when you're talking about the nomos, you're talking about a level of information and wisdom which you can distribute to a person to wake them up. So you are distributing a nomo to go into somebody else's planet, which is their mind, right, to wake them up. This is what they said the Dogons communicated with the nomos. They wasn't talking about physical people. They were talking about certain information that was being distributed from the star systems of the constellations of Orion. This is what it was talking about. We're stuck on a physical plane. But you don't have to be stuck on a physical plane. Even though you are in a physical plane, it does not mean that you have to be stuck on a physical plane. All right? So with that much said, this is Osei Kufuor, Black Science TV 111. I'm out. Peace.